68% of buyers are paying way more than they budgeted for. I'm sharing insider pricing secrets that only local realtors know, including a neighborhood where you can still find value. Hey there, future neighbor. I'm Jacob Bryant. I'm your Gilbert Realtor, and today we're diving into something that's keeping people up at night. What does it actually cost to live in Gilbert in 2025? Here's the thing. Gilbert has been ranked as one of the top places to live in America for years now, but that comes with a price tag that's rising faster than our summer temperatures. I'm not going to sugarcoat this either. If you're planning a move to Gilbert based on outdated information from just even a year ago, you could be in for a shock. Housing costs here have shifted dramatically, and that's before we even talk about utilities, food, and other essentials in today's economy. But, and this is important, I'm also going to show you some hidden opportunities that most people miss, like neighborhoods where you can still find value and strategies that my clients are using right now to make Gilbert affordable despite the challenging market. Listen, whether you're relocating from out of state or you're looking to upgrade within Arizona, or maybe you're just curious about what it costs to live in one of the most sought after suburbs in Phoenix, I've broken down everything you need to know about Gilbert's cost of living in 2025. By the end of this video, you'll have a crystal clear picture of exactly what it takes to live that Gilbert lifestyle, including some insider tips I usually only share with my clients. So grab a drink, grab a notepad, and let's get into this. As of early 2025, the median home in Gilbert sits at approximately $585,000. That's a 4% jump from last year. But the numbers, they don't tell the whole story. When I sit down with my clients that are looking to move to Gilbert, I break the housing market out into 3 different tiers. So first, entry-level homes. These are 3-bedroom properties that usually are under 1,800 square feet. These are going anywhere from $475,000 up to $525,000, depending on location. On average, these are being snapped up in 18 days. While that's quick, it's not as quick as that frenzied market in 2023. 11 days. Second is mid-range homes. These are typically 4-bedroom homes between 2,000 and 2,800 square feet. They're now commanding anywhere between $550,000 up to $700,000, but the sweet spot is about $625,000 for a well-maintained home in a good neighborhood. Premium homes in Gilbert's most desirable master plan communities, Val Vista Lakes, Seville, Morrison Ranch, they're now regularly crossing the $800 to $1.2 million threshold. These luxury properties typically offer over 3,000 square feet. They offer premium finishes and typically resort-styled amenities. Now, what does this mean for your monthly budget? With current interest rates around 5.9% for a 30-year fixed mortgage, let's assume a 20% down payment. You're looking at monthly payments between $2,500 and $3,800 for most Gilbert homes. That's not even including taxes and insurance. I know that sounds steep, especially for people who are relocating from more affordable locations, particularly in some of the slightly older neighborhoods like Western Skies. These are places where you can find homes for 10 to 15% less than the numbers I just mentioned. And if you're willing to consider townhomes, Gilbert has seen significant new development with prices starting right around $400. It's still not cheap, but it's a way into this competitive market. Hey, you not ready to buy? Well, let's look at the rental market. The average 2-bedroom apartment now rents for around $1,950. That's up 3% from last year. And 3-bedroom rental homes are averaging $2,600 up to $3,100, depending on location and amenities. One thing I'm seeing in Gilbert is the rise of luxury apartments like Cooley Station and San Clemente. They offer resort-style pools, fitness centers, and smart home features. And typically these are commanding premium rents for anywhere from $2.50 or $3 per square foot. That means a 1,000 square foot apartment can easily run up to $2,500 or more. Just last month, a couple from Seattle decided to rent while they get to know the area here in Gilbert. The biggest shock to them wasn't the cost or the prices, because it's actually lower than Seattle. It was the application process. Listen, if you want to be competitive in this market, in the rental market, you've got to come prepared. With multiple applications for every good rental property, you're going to need to come prepared and be ready to move fast. Here's a pro tip. If you're looking to rent in Gilbert, you need to come ready with credit report, proof of income, references, and even a personal introduction letter ready before you start touring, just to give a serious edge in this competitive market. Now let's talk about something that catches a lot of newcomers off guard: your monthly utility costs. The brutal reality of Arizona summers is that your electricity bill during peak months, June through September, That can be a serious budget item. The average 2,000 square foot home here in Gilbert will see summer electric bills anywhere from $280 to $450, depending on how cool you like to keep it. And I like to keep it cool. Gilbert is served primarily by SRP, but there are some pockets serviced by APS. Good news is that both offer balanced billing programs to help spread those summer costs throughout the rest of the year, which I typically recommend to my clients for budget predictability. Water bills in Gilbert average $65 to $95 a month for typical households, but you can easily double that if you're trying to maintain a lush green lawn or got a pool in the backyard. And speaking of pools, you can budget $100 to $150 a month if you're not doing the maintenance and cleaning yourself. And here's something to consider. Gilbert gets about 296 sunny days a year. This makes it ideal for solar panels if you're into considering it. Many homeowners in the area have either installed solar or bought homes with existing systems. Make sure you do the math, but you can save significantly on your summer bills with solar. Now, internet and cable will run you about $120 to $180 a month. This depends on your speed requirements and whether you're bundling with other services. Cox and CenturyLink are the main providers here. There is fiber available in newer communities. Here's something exciting though. Google Fiber has expanded into parts of Gilbert and the East Valley. They offer blazing fast speeds for around $70 to $100 a month. It's definitely worth checking out if your targeted neighborhood has access. Gilbert is undeniably car dependent, and that can affect your budget in several different ways. Gas prices in Gilbert are currently averaging about $3.65 a gallon. That's below the national average. This is due to the suburban layout, and most employment centers end up being in Chandler, Tempe, Phoenix, and parts of Scottsdale. Car insurance is another consideration that will surprise you. Arizona sits at 8th in the nation for highest auto insurance premium. Gilbert residents pay about $1,850 a year. That's about 12% higher than the national average. If you're coming from a bigger city, this might disappoint you. Public transportation options in Gilbert, they're limited. We have Valley Metro Bus, but it sticks primarily to major corridors. Most Gilbert residents need at least one car per working adult, with several families having 2 and 3 or more cars. There's a growing trend in Gilbert towards electric vehicle with several new charging stations throughout. In addition, with home charging options, some families are offsetting their higher housing costs with the transportation savings, especially when you couple that home charging station with a solar system. Now listen, if you're considering an EV, budget about $1,200 for a home charging station installation. This all depends on your electric panel capacity and where you're located at in the valley. The cool thing is that this investment can save you about $1,500 annual in fuel costs compared to other gas vehicles. All right, let's talk about filling your fridge and your pantry. Grocery costs in Gilbert are about 5% above the national average, with a typical family of 4 spending about $1,200 monthly on groceries alone. The good news though is that Gilbert offers different price points for their grocery stores. You have budget-friendly locations like Fry's and Walmart, but we do have premium grocery stores like AJ's Fine Foods as well as Whole Foods. I got a local tip for you though if you want to save on groceries. The Gilbert Farmers Market runs every Saturday. They offer competitive prices, especially on produce. It's also a cool experience. Go check it out. Dining out in Gilbert has become increasingly expensive, with the average dinner for 2 at a mid-range restaurant costing about $65 to $85 without alcohol. The cool thing is there's tons of options for different types of cuisine all throughout Gilbert. Gilbert is known for its excellent school systems. This is a major draw for families, but it does impact the cost of living in several ways. Now listen, while public schools are free, they're supported by property taxes, which here in Gilbert averages about 0.8% of assessed value annually. For a medium-priced home, that translates to about $4,700 yearly, with a significant portion funding the highly rated school districts. Gilbert and the East Valley are known for excellent charter school options, which are publicly funded, but often they offer specialized curriculum and teaching methods. Think schools like American Leadership Academy, Legacy Traditional, and Benjamin Franklin. They all have multiple campuses throughout the area. While charter schools are tuition-free, be aware that some have associated fees for certain programs or activities. These can typically range from $200 to $800 annually, depending on extracurriculars and the grade level. Part of what makes Gilbert special is its lifestyle and amenities, but these come with their own specific costs. For families with kids, Gilbert offers some incredible sports opportunities. Popular leagues include Gilbert Youth Football League, Gilbert American Little League, and Arizona Youth Soccer Club. Registration fees typically range from $150 to $350 per season, depending on the sport. You can also expect additional costs for equipment. These are well-organized leagues, and they are a huge part of the community here. We have games and practices at Gilbert's numerous parks and fields almost every night of the week. Entertainment options in Gilbert have expanded dramatically, from Topgolf to movie theaters and indoor entertainment centers. Private fitness centers range from budget options like Planet Fitness at $10 to $25 a month to high-end facilities like Lifetime Fitness. That'll get you about $150 to $250 a month depending on your membership level. For golf enthusiasts, Gilbert and the surrounding area offers numerous courses with green fees ranging from $45 to $150 depending on the season and the course quality. Let's talk about some expenses that often get overlooked when you're budgeting for living in Gilbert. Homeowners associations, or HOAs, are now practically unavoidable for all newer communities. These range from $75 to $350 a month depending on amenities and services provided. Some of the premium communities with lakes, extensive common areas, and community pools have the highest fees. Home maintenance costs run higher in Arizona due to the extreme climate. Air conditioning systems need replaced every 12 to 15 years at a cost of about $8,000 to $12,000. Regular maintenance is essential to keep these maintained. You'll want to budget about $1,500 to $2,500 annually for standard home maintenance in Gilbert. And don't forget the bugs. Pest control is a regular expense in the desert, with quarterly service running about $75 to $125. This all depends on the home size as well as the company that you choose. Now, let's talk about the good news. There are definitely ways to manage Gilbert's expenses and rising costs and still enjoy all it has to offer. Location strategy is critical. With homes in South Gilbert and east of Power Road, they often provide more square footage for your dollar compared to the established central Gilbert neighborhoods. Energy efficiency investments, they pay off more quickly here in Arizona than almost anywhere else in the country. Think smart thermostats, solar systems, and LED lighting. They can reduce your utility bills by 15 to 25% with relatively modest investments. Arizona's overall tax burden ranks 45th in the nation. That means lower income taxes compared to cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and even Seattle. For many relocating families, the tax savings partially offsets the higher housing costs. Remote work has continued to grow, and it's allowed many Gilbert residents to eliminate commuting costs altogether. If your job allows remote work, this can translate to substantial savings on transportation and additional time to enjoy Gilbert's amenities. I almost forgot to share that hidden neighborhood gem I promised. Let me highlight quickly where the real value is in Gilbert right now. One of the areas that you definitely want to explore is the islands, specifically the eastern section. While most people know about this lake community, they typically focus on the premium waterfront properties. But if you go just 2 streets back from the water, you'll find homes running 15 to 20% below comparable properties in other parts of Gilbert. You still get the community lakes, you still get the walking paths, and you still get the excellent schools, but without the premium price tag. A 4-bedroom home here recently sold for $535,000. A similar home would have sold for well over $650,000 without Vista Lake. So there you have it, the real cost of living here in Gilbert in 2025. Yes, it's a premium community that the prices reflect its popularity, but for many of my clients, the quality of life, the safety, the excellent schools, and the beautiful surroundings make it all worth it. Every week, people just like you are trying to navigate these exact questions. Some people are moving from out of state and experiencing a little bit of sticker shock, while others are trying to upgrade their lifestyle within the state and staying within their budget constraints. What many homebuyers find is that with the right strategy, you can find your place in Gilbert, even if it means adjusting your expectations or looking in neighborhoods that you hadn't initially considered. If you're seriously considering a move to Gilbert, I'd love to have a conversation with you about your specific situation. There's no pressure, just practical advice based on what I'm seeing every day in the market. Hey, thanks for spending this time with me as we explore the real cost of living in Gilbert. If you found this information helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe. I'll continue to provide more content about Arizona's lifestyle and real estate market.